Welcome to the Equity Team Podcast, where we provide Sedona, Arizona real estate insight to help you thrive during your next real estate transaction.
Hello, this is Chad McMahon with the Equity Team. Welcome back. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the opportunities with buying right now. And there are a lot of ways right now that we're helping our clients get great deals, purchases that don't break the bank. And, right now, of course, this has been ongoing for over a year now. We've had high interest rates. Of course, right now they've come down a little bit. But one of the great workarounds, and this is the focus for this episode, is seller financing. So before starting this recording, I did a little search. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen. I looked at two local market areas. One is Sedona. The other is Cottonwood. So Sedona, there are 4 opportunities right now for seller financing. These are just what people are openly advertising. And there are a lot of creative ways that we find out and we encourage, we find out if sellers are willing to do seller financing when they're not advertising it, and where we pursue that kind of gently over time. And we can kind of talk a little bit about that in this as well. So this is Sedona. We've got 4 out here. Cottonwood, there are 4 in the Cottonwood area. And I'm not going to go into these properties very much because that's not the purpose of this. But I'm just going to talk about, with seller financing, this is going to be kind of a basic level video, but really helpful. The purpose is really helpful information. So some of the benefits of seller financing. First of all, let's talk about what is seller financing. Seller financing means that you don't need to go to the bank. You don't need to go to a mortgage broker, that the seller basically becomes the bank, meaning when you purchase that, now you have a loan to the seller and you're making monthly payments to them. And the terms are something that you can negotiate with the seller. So you've got a lot more breathing room, and you have a lot more control than you would with like a bank or just some other kind of lender, loan originator, in-house funds, hard money, anything like that. So with seller financing, it's very rare that you ever see any kind of loan origination point, no points up front. So it's a lot cheaper to get seller financing. The other thing is oftentimes sellers are going to be willing to drop their interest rates down. So even right now, you're getting 6.5% to 10% interest, depending upon what your situation is. Well, really, it might be as high as 11 or 12% interest. But going out to banks, going out to lenders, and getting these interest rates, right now, seller financing, you're probably going to be under 6.5%, and sometimes 3%, 4%. So it's very, very cheap money. Okay, so that's a term that you might hear me say sometimes. It's very cheap money. And of course, it's wonderful to use OPM, other people's money, in situations where you have low interest. And, typically there's not going to be a qualification process. So, you go to a bank and you want to get financing to purchase something. This is not seller financing, of course. So you go to a bank, then they qualify you. And then their underwriter says, okay, now get us all these things. And the underwriters can be a hassle sometimes. But that being said, they're going to charge you 2-3 points. Even PennyMac right now, that does a lot of business, they're commonly charging 3 points, meaning 3% of whatever the loan amount is. You've got to pay them at close of escrow. It's a lot of money just to get financing. Then, of course, you still have interest rates and on and on and on. So, seller financing is really clean. It's very easy to close escrow, and then you're dealing directly with the person. And it's not some big machine that you're dealing with, meaning like a big lender like PennyMac or something like that. So there are these opportunities. Again, there are 8 right now that are even advertising that they're willing to do it. And with our process, when we really dig on properties, if seller financing is preferred or even required by our clients, then we really, really dig in and we identify properties. Most sellers are not going to be willing to do seller financing. So you need to go into this realistically. But we put in the effort, we put in the time, and we communicate with the listing agents, of course, and we pass along kind of what we have in mind to see if it's something that they would consider. And it opens up a lot of doors. So this is something that shouldn't be neglected. It should always be kind of like your first attempt before you go through, a traditional lender, because it will be a lot cheaper money for you, and you're not going to feel that pain every time you pay your monthly payment, or at least relatively not as much as if you had a lower interest rate. So I hope this has been helpful. Please reach out for more higher level and deeper questions and understanding and things like this. This is intentionally a basic level video, but we do this a lot. We're very comfortable with it. And so, yes, please call, text, email, reach out with questions. Happy to help and happy to help explore that with you. So I hope this has been helpful, and good luck. I hope it's a prosperous 2024 is right around the corner. So good luck. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to the Equity Team Podcast. To speak with one of our top agents, visit us at owninaz.com. That's owninaz.com. Or call us at 928-323-0031.